Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we hear from a pilot who had to make an emergency landing on an interstate in East Tennessee, and a researcher at the University of Kentucky leads a new study that could help keep Kentuckians fed.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris, 5:35 here on your Monday morning. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast this morning. And you know, Brandon, of course, it's not a Monday without some active weather out there.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been a little bit rough for some this morning, but I'll tell you, most of the accumulation we will see points during the day will be in the higher elevations. So I know that when you look at radar, it's like, oh, wow, there's a lot of snow out there falling. Yeah, most of that's going to accumulate in the higher elevations. There still could be some slick spots, though. Let's go to live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you'll see this area right here, I'm going to circle it for you, is the area of most concern. So let's basically go all the way into parts of southwest Virginia. So this is the area we're concerned about any accumulation, and it's above 2,000 feet. It's not even in the lower elevations, but that's where the heaviest bands of snow are falling this morning. Back out toward the west, back out here toward Lake Cumberland I-75, not much at all going on there this morning. So we're going to continue to watch that as we traverse to the day. Now we go up to Jenkins Mountain there, Pound Mountain, US 119, US 23. No accumulation there yet. The only place we've seen accumulation so far was on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain, and I'm sure Black Mountain's getting it. And I wish we had a camera up there. I really do. So if you're on Black Mountain this morning, if you're crossing Black Mountain, snap a picture, send it in to us there. 32 Wise, 33 Pikeville, Clintwood, 33 Jackson, 34 London, Williamsburg, 36 Somerset, 37 Manchester, Harlan, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro. So it's a little warmer in some spots out their door this morning. Temperature difference from this time yesterday, anywhere between 5 and almost 10 degrees colder in some spots, so that's a little bit of a difference there this morning. The snow showers will continue in scattered form through about lunchtime. Cloudy skies will carry us through much of the day, but temperatures stay right there in that cold range. So watch out for your bridge and overpasses throughout the day, into the night, and early tomorrow morning. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Well, today, a man accused of killing a London police officer is due in court. Police say Casey Bird drove drunk and crashed into the cruiser of Officer Logan Medlock in October. Bird's charges include murder and DUI. A not guilty plea was entered for him days after the crash. He's been in jail since his arrest on a $1 million bond. This morning's pre-trial conference is set for 9 o'clock. There will be an increased police presence at Floyd County Schools today. Floyd County Schools says the district was made aware of a social media post containing a threat to Betsy Lane High School on Friday. The Floyd County Sheriff's Office investigated the incident and found the threat to not be credible. Well, the Whitley County Sheriff's Office is asking people in the Emlen community with security cameras to check for suspicious activity between 3 and 4 o'clock Sunday morning. Deputies are looking for evidence to a crime that happened at Jones Pit Stop. Well, they say a suspect in dark clothes drove into the gas station and took multiple items used in vape products. If you have any information, you can call Whitley County Dispatch. Well, in Tennessee, a small plane made an emergency landing on the interstate, causing congestion in Knox County Saturday afternoon. A Federal Aviation Administration spokesperson said only the pilot was on board the Zenith 750 when it crashed. The pilot, Frank Grubbs, told our sister station, WVLT News, that he had been flying for less than 40 minutes when the engine failed. At that point, the man said he remained calm and landed on the highway. Other than the front wheel being destroyed, Grubbs said the plane was in good condition.
I just didn't have any choices because y'all looked around and trees and buildings and people, and I was just trying to, so at least I just turned and I was going in the direction of the traffic so I could stay out of the way.
Other than the front wheel being destroyed, Grubbs said the plane was again in good condition. Well, back here in Kentucky, abortion rights advocates gathered in Lexington on Sunday during the 50th anniversary of the proclamation of Roe v. Wade. A trigger law in Kentucky banned abortions after a heartbeat is detected and after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Protesters say this law is hurting access to women in health care. In November, a majority of Kentuckians voted against Amendment 2, which would have given the legislative branch more direct control over abortion rules. The organizer of the rally says it's upsetting they have to continue to come out and take a stand for their rights.
I am disappointed that this is where we are, but I'm not surprised.
Well, Planned Parenthood representatives plan to have a lobbying day at the state capitol on February 14th. They encourage people to come out and talk to their local legislatures. A researcher at the University of Kentucky is leading a study that could help combat food insecurity. Well, the study is aimed at allowing farmers to increase their grain yields. Samantha Valentino sat down with the man leading the research to learn more about the potential positive impacts of this research.
Here in Kentucky, more than 500,000 people are facing hunger. More than 160,000 of them are children. That means 1 in 8 people and 1 in 6 children face hunger in the Commonwealth, according to Feeding America.
And then right now, farmers getting, these grain crops, but with this climate change, we cannot just keep getting the same quality or same amount of food, and we need to find a way to tackle this problem.
Tomo Kawashima is an associate professor at the University of Kentucky. He's leading a study that he says could help combat food insecurity. The research is focused on finding ways to produce larger crop seeds. This would allow farmers to increase their grain yields.
We use a unique technology called confocal microscopy. We can actually see inside without killing the seed. So the seed is developing, but actually we can see through what's happening in a time-lapse manner.
They found cables generated inside of the seed, which control the seed's size.
And by manipulating these cable dynamics, we found the seeds can be bigger or seeds can be smaller.
Kawashima says they realized this was something they could study further and apply this manipulation to crop plants.
My work will contribute to the future stability of our food supply.
In Lexington, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
The research team is not directly working with farmers yet, but that is something they are working towards in the long run through further research. Fentanyl has caused concerns across the country as overdoses increase, something local addiction recovery counselors are working to alarm clients on now. Therapist Ruby Gayhart has been clean for almost a decade, saying fentanyl was not as big of a deal when she struggled with addiction. Now, however, it is a top priority in discussions with clients.
We do discuss that a lot in groups. We actually done role play and discussed the importance of fentanyl and other drugs and pressed pills, THC. I informed the clients that you got to realize this is real. It's like playing Russian roulette now.
Gayhart says sharing her story has helped keep people away from fentanyl and other drugs. Well, just ahead this morning, we'll learn more about the accident that left a famous actor in the MCU with serious injuries on New Year's Day while he was trying to do a good deed.
Showers are around this morning, and today will not be our only chance to see them this week. I'll have the latest in about 3 minutes.